This is my reasoning why iOS 7 is the best and worst update ever in iOS. For this video, we will be comparing iOS 6 to iOS 7, talking about why iOS 7 is the best and worst update ever, and my opinions on this operating system. Now it's almost 11 years ago since Apple has redesigned the iOS operating system. Looking at the video I have shot on my camera, iOS 7 is very different than iOS 6 in a lot of ways, and will be the most revolutionary, the best and worst version of iOS ever made in history. Why was this the best and worst update in iOS? One thing I liked about this operating system, it introduced a few new ringtones, which was very better than the older ones in my opinion. Another thing that makes this operating system very good is that most apps still support it, unlike iOS 6. The only downside is it's really harder to jailbreak. But if we were talking about terms in the operating system, iOS 6 is not the best operating system, and I think iOS 7 is better for a matter of reasons. A study I made is a flat design is much easier and it's less stressful on the eyes. Thoughts I had when this operating system first came out was iOS wasn't ugly anymore. And I really liked it for a matter of reasons. The redesign is much more pleasant, and it's still useful to this day. Many apps still support iOS 7, unlike iOS 6. The text messaging, everything, is much more simple process than the older iOS 6. And the last thing is that when iOS 7 came out, we already made the switch to 64-bit chips with the iPhone 5S, which was a very great upgrade. The bad parts about iOS 7 is, the only bad thing about the redesign of iOS is that people are going to be unfamiliar with the looks of iOS. And iOS 7 works a lot different than iOS 6, which may confuse a lot of previous users who has used operating systems like iOS 6 and iOS 5 in the past. And I think if they redesigned it with iOS 4, it'll be a lot better, because at the time, not much people were using iOS, and people were able to already have a familiar operating system by the time they got iOS phones. Another bad thing is music was replaced with Apple Music. Music, you could just download MP3 files from the iTunes store. This isn't the case anymore. You can no longer just listen to MP3 files on your iPhone anymore. They are instead replaced with a streaming service that will cost you money to pay. And there's the end of the video. Thanks for watching my YouTube video. Watch more quality videos like this one on my channel. And don't forget to like or subscribe. I'll be under your bed tonight.